Before we get started with tonight's episode of the Deep Impact Podcast, we here would like to take the time to offer our deepest condolences and prayers for the families and loved ones that were affected by the atrocities that took place this past Tuesday down in Texas. There's a lot to process with this situation, but I believe I speak for everybody here when I say that enough is enough. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Deep Impact Podcast. I am your host this evening, Bo Walker, and I am joined by the fourth member of the Blue Man Group, Mr. Jason Cephas.
Is that a?
Because you're wearing.
Yes, it's an insult.
Yes, because you're wearing all blue.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really have an intro until I saw you.
Okay.
We got
He
Mr.
was so inspired by you.
Mr. I get to pay cheap amount for gas. Woohoo! Yay, Mr. James Piazza.
Is that really cheap?
I mean, I spent $70 to fill up my truck, and I had a quarter.
Oh, yeah, but you have a truck. I mean, how much is it there? It's like $384. That's the lowest I can find it here.
Ours was I paid $4.39 today, and I still had I had a quarter of a tank.
I'm privileged.
Yep. And the preacher's son himself, Mr. Mark Carson.
Hey, some people will call me the Space Cowboy.
Do they call you the Gangster of Love?
Some people call me.
But they call him Murray's.
All right.
That was an inside
Copyright.
Yeah, copyright.
We're talking about. Come on, you guys thought it was Disney.
Oh my, yeah, it's not like I'm singing the song as a jerk.
So, as we start,
Speaking of the Joker, no, it is too early.
That's funny. That's funny. You think the Joker's going to make it to you in the draft tonight?
No, the Joker's not even not even top 50.
Anyhow, we're spoiling the episode.
50. No, you know what? Give him a little tease.
All right. So, first off, what are we all drinking tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies, gentlemen, I have a drink that was supposed to have grenadine in it, but I didn't have grenadine. It is called the Red Bomber, and it is brown. It's bourbon, lemon juice, and triple sec.
I have blueberry Aldi wine. Watermelon's coming out soon.
Ooh, might have to make a trip to Aldi. Mark?
I am drinking one of the rarest beverages to be found right now. The Busch Latte Apple.
Oh, where'd you get it?
The little drive-in place in Bridgeport.
Oh,
I don't know it by any other name other than the drive-in place in Bridgeport.
I'm going to have to swing by on my way home from work tomorrow.
Shout out to the drive-in place in Bridgeport.
I think it's Joe.
Shout out to the drive-in place.
Jason has water. Jason would like for us.
For any of those people that don't know, obviously my child is here, and
Hi,
her
child.
nursery is right next to Jason's.
Happy late birthday.
He's having a meltdown.
Yeah. So tonight's episode, we're going to be we are drafting the best / our favorite movie villains of all time.
We all know what number one is.
Any genre of movie.
Not what James is picking.
I don't think you're going to get that pick because James has first pick, buddy.
That's what I just said. Not the one James is picking.
Okay.
It's not deniable.
No, it is.
Can't argue it.
I've looked at a couple lists,
Sure I can.
and it did not have that character as number one on 2 of the lists.
I don't care about the list. I care about what's right.
I know. No, I agree with you.
I don't even think he would be number one.
What?
I don't think James's pick should be number one. It can be James's number one.
Okay,
He's
we'll
like
get into that. We'll get into that in a
10.
little bit. You only think it's top 10?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I would be curious to see the 9 that you have in front of it and to see.
I didn't
whether
say he was
they could
10.
be
I said he's
plausible.
top 10. He's not top 5.
So he ain't top 5. So I'd have you have at least 5 ahead of him.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm curious. You're gonna have to give me this list,
Yeah, we're going to hear it later on tonight.
and you're gonna have to have pretty good defenses for at least 2 of them, or I'm not gonna give you any credit for that.
He was a softie. He can't be a villain. He turned soft. Can't be a villain.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, he turned soft.
Doesn't matter what you turn.
It's matter what you did.
Yes.
He didn't do anything as that person.
And
He really didn't do anything as that
and you-
person.
Okay.
A good villain is a good character. Anyway, okay, we'll save this.
Yeah, we'll save this for a little bit. But so
He's a little too much. Showed a little too much leg.
yeah, has anybody watched any good movies or any series lately?
I'm finishing up
watching-
Gravity
yeah.
Falls probably within the next 2 days.
Have not watched a single episode of that. Is it good?
It's very, very kid showy.
Okay.
Like not even Adventure Time level, like barely SpongeBob, like Fairly Odd Parents level.
Oh, I love Fairly Odd Parents, though. But okay. I am currently rewatching Game of Thrones. I want to try and get through it all before the new Game of Thrones series comes out. Should be pretty good. Mark, are we going to binge watch those again together like we did the last season of Game of Thrones?
I mean, I'm down. Yeah, if they release it like they did the last season, yeah, I'd like to have watch parties again. That was fun.
Yeah. Is it Blood and Fire or something like that? It's about the Targaryens. I don't think it's Fire and Ice. But you watched anything recently?
I'm watching Yellowstone right now. Jason and I started it, watched the first full season together, and then he decided to just not watch it anymore. I am on the penultimate episode of season 2 right now, so gonna watch that tonight, and then maybe watch 2 of them depending on what time I start watching TV. So we'll see.
There you go, Jason. You just watching Yellowstone. What Star Wars series are you currently watching?
I don't know. I mean, there's a couple shows that I kind of want to get into.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Kenobi coming, that's going to be my show of choice.
So we do have some new series coming up in the Star Wars universe. We've got, Kenobi's coming out. Like we talked about on the last episode of the Deep Impact podcast titled The Soft Landing. We talked about
I like that.
We did talk about the upcoming Star Wars series and different things like that. But the one movie that I'm personally waiting to see about, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a big James Bond fan. And the last installment was No Time to Die. And it was Daniel Craig's last film. Yes, thank you. Last film in the series. Personally, I think he is the best James Bond, followed very closely by the great Sean Connery. But I'm very interested to see who the next James Bond is going to be. There is a lot of speculation. I have heard a couple names being tossed around. I have heard Idris Elba, and I have also heard he's the. Have you seen?
It's not important. I'm probably.
Have you seen the new Suicide Squad?
No.
Okay.
Skip over what I said normally.
Okay. Idris Elba, and I've also heard Tom Hardy. So I'm interested to see who they're going to pick.
I could see Tom Hardy being a good one.
I could too. The one that he's not really a front runner anymore, but I would really like to see him would be Tom Hiddleston, Loki.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I could see him being the Bond villain.
Yes.
I could see that more than him being Bond.
There have been a lot of really good Bond villains as well. And I think that he could definitely step it up. You know, I mean, like Christopher Walken was a great Bond villain. I
don't think I've ever seen any of the James Bond movies in entirety. I have definitely seen bits and pieces of several of them, but I am almost 100% sure I have never seen even one James Bond movie in its entirety.
I have all but the newest one of the Daniel Craig movies, if you would like to watch them.
Well, you see...
It's just a series of movies I'm not interested in.
You see, so when I was in college, at good old West Liberty University...
Shout out WOU!
One of my classes, I think it was like English 2 or something. I can't remember which English it was. But anyway, the entire class was about James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some great books, Ian Fleming's.
Oh God!
I took a geography.
Bond guy.
Yeah, see, I love them. I don't know why. I've always watched them. You know, my parents, we used to watch them. Maddie likes them. But I took speaking of West Liberty in classes, I took a geography of pop culture class with the great Aaron Massey, and the first 2 weeks of the class was nothing but James Bond. And the class was literally just a conversation between me and him with like 10 other kids or students in the class.
Yeah, like I don't hate James Bond, but I don't know. It's kind of like
it's not your genre of movie.
I wouldn't even necessarily say that. I think my biggest issue with it is that it's a different Bond. You know what I mean? Like James Bond isn't just one actor portraying James Bond. You know what I mean?
I get that.
It's like recasting Indiana Jones. Like
Harrison
Ford is Indiana Jones. Like And I used that theory in a lot of my papers that I wrote in that class.
Yeah. I completely understand that. I think that was kind of like a running thing when after Sean Connery left, and then they got, who was it, Roger Moore or Timothy Dalton, whoever it was, and then it came back to Sean Connery he came back for another movie, and it was just, I mean, I think it adds a depth to the character because something, each actor brings something different to the role, but I get what you're saying, like, Indiana Jones is a great example.
I don't know. Like, they're not bad. I mean, I've seen most of them because I had to for that class.
Yeah. That's you brought up another great film franchise, the Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like those are minus Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Those are 3 of my favorite movies.
But I'll be honest, though.
I'm not trying to be like the doomsayer, like the fighter here, but there's a series of movies I just don't enjoy.
Oh my gosh, Mark.
I know I watched one of them, and as to which one that was, I don't know.
Was Sean Connery in it?
Dude, I really don't remember. I know I've watched one of them. I've seen so many clips from all of them, I couldn't even tell you, this was the clip that I remember seeing. However, it's just another series of movies. Like, again, it's much like the James Bond. They're for somebody. It's just not for me. I'm very...
That's most movies for me, Mark.
Well, other than, a few select people that I really don't enjoy in movies. I don't hate a lot of movies. I'm just like, it's just not for me.
No, like he said, it's not his genre of movie. I'm the kind of person that I'll try to watch any movie, but I can get so far in and then I'll realize, like, nah, this ain't for me.
I'm an action and adventure guy.
See, so am I.
Like, I can, any comedy movie I can get with.
Yep.
Any action, adventure, any movie that can take me to a place and just let me not be in this world is a win in my book.
Yes. See, I'm the same way. I'm action, adventure, comedy, sci-fi.
So kind of going back to like which movies we've been watching a lot. I guess I forgot this one, but Pirates of the Caribbean has been on recently.
Yes.
And I've been watching those. Oh my God. I love those movies.
Those were great movies.
Yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean was really good. I really enjoy. Bo, I can't remember if you said it. I'm sorry. I've been messing with Sophia too, but
you're good,
I know the Harry Potter movies. I don't know if those are brought up. Are really
I was getting to that.
I'm very much a strong believer in Harry Potter is literally Harry Potter with shitty lightsabers.
Harry Potter is Harry Potter with shitty lightsabers.
Star Wars with shitty lightsabers. I'm sorry, I did
there
say that. Harry Potter, it's Star Wars with shitty lightsabers.
See, we could have that argument until the cows come home, but I mean,
someone who doesn't really give a shit about Harry Potter, I kind of disagree with that, but I don't know. I also see
that is a movie franchise.
You have a young
that is a movie franchise that I can't get behind.
Family, and then you have like the scruffy comic relief, and it just I have to find the clip and I'll send it to y'all. This guy goes through it and he names you every character, and it's literally Star Wars.
You see, yeah, but it's the original Star Wars trilogy. You're talking to someone who considers the prequels in Star Wars as equal to, if not superior to, the original trilogy. So that's why
I'll fight you.
Okay, I'll lose, but I'll fight.
Jason doesn't think that any of the movies that were made after 4, 5, and 6 are even really that good at all.
Yeah, he does. He likes 1, 2, and 3 to an extent, especially Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah,
he says always say the OG trilogy is the best. That's what you always say.
I don't, because the more that I watch 4 and 5, the more I actually like the nostalgia.
4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6 just have a certain charm to them.
Yeah,
I love 1 through 6 are chef's kiss, beautiful, wouldn't change a thing about them. 7, 8, 9, burn them at the stake and get rid of them.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's all
Not good.
perfect. It's definitely not all perfect. There are moments, even from 4 and 5, the ones that I dislike, and even 2, which I kind of put on the same level as them, that like aren't great. But you know, they still have their amazing high moments too. And it's like I just like the story. The story written as a whole is beautiful.
Yeah. Well, like, because my favorite character of all time is Luke. I mean, nothing tops him. Nobody will. And just because I connect more with Luke than I do any other character. To a certain extent, I can connect with Anakin a lot. My second favorite character would be Obi-Wan, which is why
Jason likes to aid in the assisting of executing Order 66.
Pretty fun.
I mean, some days,
Like
I said,
and all Jedi today.
some days it's just a throat punchy kind of day.
Hold on. I just want to point something out for those of you that are watching the video version of this when we post it. Mark just took a drink, put it off camera, and then James picked up his drink in perfect unison. Looked like you guys were passing the drink together. I just got to point that out. It was.
You know we're not.
What?
Guess what? No, I'm still at home.
That would have been the best. That would have been the best surprise ever.
And Mark wouldn't even have known it.
He's been right beside me the whole time.
James.
Sorry.
Someday.
Jason, back to you.
I mean, that was pretty much it.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I mean,
but no, we like Mark said, Star Wars is a great franchise. Harry Potter, great franchise. Indiana Jones, I love it. Jason, I'm sure you like it because you talked about it. James, I'm not sure.
June 30th.
Yeah.
2023.
Indiana Jones is a movie that I will watch, which gets about, if we're doing the tier rankings, it gets about an A when it comes to movies if I will watch it with an open mind. So
okay. See, I think
I have a very high barrier to entry for my attention span.
No, see,
I'm able to dedicate a couple hours to. So
yeah, see, I know that you kind of like history and stuff like that, and it's kind of rooted in history.
I don't care. I don't care about like Schindler's List. I don't care to ever watch like Shawshank or anything like that that happens around those times. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm sure I'd like to watch them at some point, but like I have no desire. If they're on, I'm probably going to pass on them.
Oh, see,
and I've never seen them before. Like
anytime that the Shawshank Redemption is on, I will sit down and watch it unless I have something else going on. But like if I'm just flipping through the channels and Shawshank Redemption's on, that's what I'm watching. It is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I would put it as the best movie of the 1990s. I love that movie.
I mean,
Mark, do not give me that look. What are you going to say is better than Shawshank Redemption?
Top Gun, the right.
Top Gun came out in 80. When did it come out? When did Top Gun come out?
I think it was in the 80s, actually.
Speaking of Top Gun, I, again, will not watch it. Don't care to watch it. Have heard from 4 separate news sources that it is probably one of the best action movies to have ever been made. So, new one.
So they did a really cool thing, that if I do remember correctly, that unlike in the last Top Gun, where they filmed a lot of the like fighter jet scenes from a helicopter, these ones they put like GoPros on fighter jets and had people like flying them, like legit pilots flying.
That's insane that GoPros are that good at cameras at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it might not have been like a GoPro, but I mean,
be able to show action shots. Like,
yeah. When did Top Gun come out? Let's see.
Who cares? Top Gun.
It might have been the 80s.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I don't want.
I think it was 89.
86.
When did A Few Good Men come out?
No. Oh,
when was I born?
When was Forrest Gump?
94.
I mean, I'm sure if I look up movies made
it was 94.
A Few Good Men was 1992.
The year I was born.
Okay, so A Few Good Men and Forrest Gump are both much better than the movie that you said.
Nope, it's not. Forrest Gump was 1994. But
Beauty and the Beast is better.
That's also correct. Shawshank is a good movie.
It is. It's a great movie. I love it. But speaking of great movies, with Goodfellas,
never seen.
The lead actor in that has passed away today. Actually, Ray Liotta passed away in his sleep. That hasn't came out as to why he has passed away. But R.I.P. Ray Liotta. He was the bad guy in Wild Hogs. He was the bad guy in Wild
I've
Hogs.
seen Wild Hogs, which is kind of surprising. I've probably seen that movie more than I'd like to admit, but
Yeah,
I don't remember the bad guy.
He was the bad guy in Wild Hogs. He was the guy that John Travolta snipped his brake lines and then blew up the bar.
Man, does that make him one of the best movie villains of all time? Are we ready for that
I
yet?
don't think it does.
Okay.
But
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Let's move on to some Star Wars, because we do have some Star Wars news. Isn't that right, Mr. Cephas?
Yes, we do. So yeah, with it being Star Wars Celebration this weekend, starting today, around 2:00, there was a big panel that Disney released all of their upcoming shows and no movies for Star Wars. Kind of disappointing on that part, but
Episode 10.
I'd still see it.
Probably not.
I'd see it, but
But yeah, we got confirmation that Andor is coming August 31st of this year. So didn't think that we were going to get it that early or that soon. It is. I'm pretty sure it's already guaranteed for a season 2 already. So this is going to be a big show.
Guaranteed for a season 2 without a premiere yet.
And it had it beat out the character of Boba Fett, which will probably never get a season 2.
Yeah, this is a big project. So as well with this and the release date, we did also get a trailer for it, which looks amazing. The Mandalorian season 3, February 2023.
The official season 3.
Not this season or this year, sorry, like it was rumored. A couple weeks ago, we talked about how it was rumored at the time to be either later this year or early 2023. Obviously, it has been confirmed to early 2023. So that's
that is
something to look
okay.
forward to.
Yeah, well, I didn't finish it, but the Boba Fett series, I didn't care for that one. The Mandalorian was really good. Season 2 was really good. Season 1, Jason knows.
I tell you, Boba Fett ended up pretty much being a continuation of The Mandalorian. So if you like The Mandalorian, watch at least the Mando Center.
I haven't started Mandalorian season.
I'll finish it, but while I was watching, I finished Mandalorian. Jason and I kind of talked about him. Jason will watch, Kenobi tonight at the midnight. Well, it'll be 3 a.m. for us, but he'll watch it. And then probably tomorrow or sometime this weekend, obviously, I'll watch it and we'll discuss it. But anyway, when I finished The Mandalorian, my biggest issue was that season 1 of The Mandalorian, but put your hand down. What?
I'm waiting till you're done. I'm waiting to share with the class. I have a question.
What?
Does Kenobi have any tie-in with season 2 of Mandalorian or Boba Fett?
No.
We don't know. I mean,
okay, good. Then I'll watch
We
it.
wouldn't think so. I mean, it's 2 totally different time periods.
I was going to say, I haven't watched season 2 of Mandalorian and I haven't watched Boba Fett.
Unless they're gonna show Mando as a kid or something like that.
Okay,
no.
well, I mean it's okay. We're good.
There's a very, very loose rumor that Boba Fett could show up in Kenobi.
Which again, Boba Fett was very alive at that time. So
yeah, I don't see Kenobi being very cameo heavy.
Okay.
Not to the live action shows that have already been out, but I do think so.
Simply
to Rebels and Clone Wars, though. I think we're going to see Cad Bane probably. I think we're probably going to see.
That's a rumor.
I would think we would see Darth Maul. I know Ray Park has already said that he was not asked to be in anything as Maul for it, but
I don't think we're going to see Maul.
Maybe. You're probably right.
I don't think we'll see Maul, and the reason why I say I don't think we're going to get a lot of cameos in this show is because it's only 6 episodes.
That's true.
And the weight of this show, they're not messing
around. They're not doing fan service. It's about making a good show.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think Disney knows what's online or what's on the line with the Kenobi show, so I don't think they're gonna go too cameo heavy with it. But yeah, Mandalorian season 3, February 2023, and then this one Skeleton Crew, which is, we don't know a ton about it, but
that's Dumbledore.
From what I have gathered, it's going to basically be a show about younger kids, young adults, I guess, kind of growing up in the galaxy. I'm pretty sure that's what this is about. But I mean, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are working on it, so.
Which even if they're not, they have to attach their names at this point.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Just so Disney can sell it.
It has Jude Law, though. That's good.
A bunch of other stuff.
Warwick Davis.
Yeah, so I watched Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni's interview from Celebration, and I did not know this about Dave Filoni, but obviously he is a Pittsburgh guy, and he said that in every episode that he does, he puts in somewhere within the episode, he puts in a golden triangle to represent Pittsburgh and obviously the Penguins, which he is a very big fan of. So
he's a fan of the big three. He's a fan of all three of them. I mean, he's posted a bunch of pictures of him because obviously he works and lives in LA. Whenever they play the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, he always goes and wears his Bucko gear. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's cool how one of the most respected guys in Star Wars, one of the most loved guys in Star Wars is from Pittsburgh. Like, it's crazy to me to think about. But yeah, as far as like news and stuff goes, that's pretty much it. I do know that the people that are at Star Wars Celebration are going to get to see the first 2 episodes of Kenobi before it comes out, which super jealous, not gonna lie.
Doesn't it? It comes out what, tonight?
Tonight, midnight.
Yep.
Or
midnight Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 a.m. here, but midnight elsewhere. So
this is about Kenobi. Who was Kenobi's who was his Padawan, and who did that turn into? That was a terrible attempt at a segue. I apologize.
That felt way too forced. But
it did. It was very forced. But
hey, I don't know, but they just might be making a cameo and as the number 1 pick in tonight's draft. Oh boy, it's back, baby.
But yeah, so wrapping up that Star Wars, we're going to move into our best movie villains draft. All right, and we're going off of the draft that was 2 weeks ago, which is how we're going to keep doing the draft, every other week. Mark Carson brought home the dub narrowly.
What were the scores?
I think Mark had like 5, I had 3, Jason had 2, and James had 1.
Jeez.
Bro, listen, everyone wanted to hate on me. I'm telling you what, I would argue with a lot of people. Bucko Bruce and them Kelly Green jerseys from the Eagles, man.
I don't know who Mark had to pay off.
I don't know how high those people were when they voted for you, but the creamsicle and those Kelly Green jerseys are awful.
They are beautiful.
They are off
your mouth.
They're absolutely terrible.
Mark has to pay to get his victories. But anyhow,
yeah.
Tonight,
unlike Bo, where Bo has to text his mom and his mom gets all of her friends to text him. Sorry, Debbie, you talked about your son again. A lecture at Sophia's birthday party from Debbie about attacking her son.
All right.
I like these stories. Keep talking about
them. So anyhow, we're going to draft the best movie villains. James has the number 1 overall draft, and he has already put it in the chat. Mr. Piazza, take it away.
All right. Number 1 is Darth Vader. Best movie villain of all time.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it.
I can't argue.
We can argue later, Mark. We can. That's fine.
Can't argue.
But
Jason, take somebody else from Star Wars. I just want you to realize real quick, I didn't even have Darth Vader on my list because I knew he was going to be gone, and there was no point in.
I told you.
Wasting space.
Yeah.
So, Jason.
I'm not like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't take up 15 minutes of time to offer around and to make people think that I'm picking something different. No.
With the 2nd overall pick in the greatest movie villain draft, I am proudly selecting the Emperor of the Galaxy, Sheev Palpatine.
Damn it!
Thank you.
I actually had him second. I didn't think he would go second overall.
Dude, greatest of all time. I don't care what anyone says. The amount of times that guy waited for his plan to work, like, and he manipulated an entire war. I mean,
so make sure
the only reason that he died, episode 9's canon out of the way, but the original purpose of where he went through his character development. The only reason he died is because he killed himself because he thought he was invincible and arrogant and literally let his guard down on purpose and then was killed by his own arrogance.
He
would have ruled the galaxy to infinity.
So make sure I'm making sure I'm putting the movie behind. We know who those two are, but I am taking with the number 3 overall pick, Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight.
Good pick.
The best iteration of the Joker, in my opinion, and it was nobody else could have played that character to that level. Mark, why am I wrong? You got a look on your face. Why am I wrong?
I didn't say anything.
Good.
I didn't disagree that any of these are good villains. I think they're all good villains.
But
I don't know. There is no.
You know what? We're gonna take 5-10 minutes to argue about our list after this. Let's just go through our picks quick, and then we'll hate each other. Let's go.
Well, I don't think that. I mean, I don't really know how to rank the best villains. I think they're all different. But anyway, so my first.
Which one do you think everybody else is going to steal?
Oh, well, definitely not this one, but I'm taking it anyway. My first pick is from Nightmare on Elm Street, and that is Freddy Krueger.
Damn it.
And then let's see, from Bo's favorite movie franchise, we have to go with good old Voldemort. Harry Potter. That is going to be
really think? I know I said save the debate, but do you really think that Voldemort's better than Vader?
Yes. No, not better than Vader.
And Palpatine. I think you can make an argument maybe with Palpatine because they're both pure evil, but I don't know. Darth Vader's character is just so complex that I can't argue against it.
Here's my opinion. Here's my stand. Darth Vader to me is not the most sinister villain of all time, and that's sort of where I took this in my mind. I know that we just did best villains. I'm sort of going with the most sinister. My reason being, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen a movie from the 70s or 80s, sorry, don't know what to tell you. When Darth Vader turned not bad at the end of the original trilogies, to me it took his real sinisterness away. Now I get when Hayden played Revenge of the Sith, they tried to turn him into this real horrible being. Obviously, when he went to the Jedi Temple and what he did and everything there, in Darth Vader is the most well-known, one of the most, if not the most notorious villain. But again, I took this as real sinister. And since he turned good at the end, I couldn't put him on my list. Now he is, I would argue, James, you are correct. He is probably the most notable, the most famous villain of all time.
Well, I don't care about notable or famous. I'm not Bo picking the Yankee pinstripes. I
lost.
It's all right. I mean, he won with his top 2 picks being garbage, but but
that hurts.
No, but to me, I like complexities in a character. I like conflict, which is why it's I've never seen this movie, and so I'm not going to pick it. But I'm sure somebody's going to pick Thanos at some point. I've been told his kind of character description, and it's I like that to an extent, but you also have to be like you said, very evil at the same time, but still have conflict within you. Now, if you're just pure evil all the time, unless you are the epitome of terror, to me, that's not creative. I want writing. I want complexity. Yeah. I want someone who goes with a vengeance, but has more behind the actual character. Or is unique in some way, which I have a couple sinister ones, but they're also unique. So
I definitely, if I have to, I think if I'm just going by who are my favorite villains, Darth Vader is probably 1 or 2. But again, I wouldn't. Again, I how I took this in my own mind. And take it. I think we all interpret things different, but I took this again as sinister, and that's where I went. Which is why Darth Vader didn't even make my list of these villains, just simply because I'm sinister.
I agree that Darth Vader is the best overall villain of all time. He is not my personal favorite. My personal favorite is Lord Voldemort. just because I've read the books multiple times forward, backwards. I know them like the back of my hand. Same thing with the movies. And I like his story just a fraction of a hair more than I like Darth Vader's.
Yeah, I'm kind of exactly the opposite with you. Like, I can appreciate Voldemort, but like, I don't care enough because I was never invested in Voldemort.
Oh, see,
like,
I was
so
thoroughly invested in it. But
anyway, we can talk more about this. Yeah.
Number 6, I'm debating on this one because I really want to pick one, but I don't think this one's coming back to me, and I really want to pick him. Michael Myers from Halloween. Michael Myers is pure evil. Okay.
He's just misunderstood.
Yeah, he's just misunderstood. He just tried to kill Jamie Lee Curtis for 7 movies.
I mean, you didn't need to keep going back to the same place.
All right. Jason.
I didn't pick a single horror movie, like horror movie besides one, but it's unique. So it's like, but I do like the idea that I would agree if you had to pick one, it would be Freddy Krueger, though. So I'm glad you picked that before Michael Myers was said, just because it's like the concept of not being able to get away from sleeping is horrifying.
Even in the later movies, if you were awake, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
If the
nightmare.
Real quick, Jason.
Okay, number 7, Davy Jones from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
what about Thieves of the Cataboon?
That's a good one. I was gonna pick him, but he's just misunderstood. He just wanted love.
Yeah, like he's cool, but he was also one of those ones where I wasn't really invested in him very much.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. My number 8 pick.
Oh, hold on.
Pick,
oh yeah,
what?
sorry.
Yeah. My second pick, number 8 overall, is probably the classic, like, not scary, but definitely scared a bunch of kids, and is a super classic movie, The Wicked Witch of the West. From
that was a good one.
That was a good one. That's an old
again
one.
Not necessarily one of my favorites. Absolute classic.
She didn't even have like
terrifying and she was one of the most notorious villains. It wasn't like in a horror movie, I think, of all time.
I think she was only in that movie for a combined 12 minutes.
It was not very long.
It wasn't. Did you know that green paint that they used on her actually did dye her skin?
Yeah, and it made her super sick, apparently.
It did. Yep.
She caught on fire at some point, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, they made her go to the hospital, and they made her like do some shit to like take off her bandages, like so they wouldn't show or whatever, I guess.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff on that movie that's very questionable.
Yeah.
James, what's your next one?
Oh, it's me again. Number 9. We're going kind of oddball here, but I'm going to go. This is the one horror movie I have. Hold on, let me type it out.
Oh,
but it's not what you're thinking of.
Are you thinking mine?
Probably not. It is the shark from Jaws.
James?
Dang it!
Was on my list.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a movie I'm going to admit I haven't seen all the way through, but I like the fact that characters cannot speak and cannot convey like human like terror, like somebody can't be standing in a dark corner or something like that, and can absolutely horrify people. I mean, he didn't have a plot, so it kind of goes against everything that I say, but yeah, I like interesting. I like unique.
It's that was good. Good pick, James.
No, the first one was the only good pick, but I'll take these two.
That was literally my next pick.
I thought every single one of you last time was going to pick the Ohio State blackout jerseys, and none of you even thought of that until like your third or fourth picks. And then Jason picked before me.
Well, and that wasn't his first, but yeah.
It was.
And
on my list,
then I picked one that I didn't even know was going to be on anybody's list, and you guys all three got pissed.
Damn, yeah, I love that movie.
I mean, I got more, but
Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Actually, quick side story. First time I ever watched Jaws was on my way to the beach for the first time. I was on my way to Myrtle Beach, and my parents bought one of those. It was like right at the time when like portable DVD players became a thing, and my parents bought me one of those, and I went to like the $5 movie bin and I got some movies, and one of them was Jaws. And so the first time I ever watched Jaws was on my way to the beach for the first time.
Maddie and I watched it not too long ago at a drive-in, and that was the first time she'd ever seen it. And she was like,
It's
"Oh, that's
a good
actually."
movie. I mean, it's an oldie but goodie.
It was a double feature with Jaws and Jurassic Park. I
Also
fell
an
asleep
oldie
before
double
Jurassic
take.
Park.
By the way, that also came out in the 90s.
Jason's next
Also
pick,
better
the
than
dinosaurs from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Jason, what you got, buddy?
My next pick number 10 from Django Unchained.
You son of a bitch.
What is that?
Alvin
You
Candy.
suck.
Thank
What is
you.
that?
That's
honorable
Leonardo
mentions.
DiCaprio.
Another movie I haven't seen, but I can appreciate him.
No idea what that is.
Oh,
Oh, Mark, you need to go
Mark,
watch
me
Django
and you need
Unchained.
to watch it.
You do.
All right, I'm done.
It is a
Anything with
fantastic
Leo,
movie.
every movie that Leonardo DiCaprio is in, fantastic. Except the movie he won an Oscar for, The Revenant. Not a good movie.
I've heard it was good, but that's about
Revenant
it.
was good.
Saturday, Mark. Saturday. We're watching Django Unchained.
No,
after
but
we cut
listen,
the grass.
we can't cut the grass, drink beer, smoke cigars.
What are you guys doing
we can't,
Saturday?
watch Kenobi. We can't watch. Listen, there's only so many hours that I'm gonna sit at your house, and we're only gonna be able to do like 2 of these things.
Why? What are you guys doing Saturday?
We're gonna cut the grass. We're gonna get ready. I'm having a campfire on Sunday. We're gonna cut the grass. We're gonna make some beer. We're gonna watch Django Unchained.
Am I invited
Sounds
to
cool.
this?
Absolutely, you are.
Okay.
Okay, so with the 11th
You
pick,
had me at Django Unchained.
so with the 11th pick, James taking Thanos.
Yeah, I'm sure when I watch the Marvel movies in 30 years that I'll add him. He'll be one of the first 2 on my list.
I think I'm going to take James's only horror movie pick with the 12th overall pick until I say what he's better known by. James might be the only one that knows who his character is. But from the 12th pick, I'm going to take Dr. Lawrence Gordon, a.k.a. Jigsaw from Saw.
Oh, I didn't even think of him. Okay,
That's good.
That would have 100% beat Wicked Witch of the West, and which would have made that third, and you guys all would have got Jaws. Yeah, I didn't even think of him. I don't do a lot of prep for these anymore. I got burned out for 90s country.
All right. And with the 13th pick, the unlucky 13, because of District 13, I'm picking President Snow from The Hunger Games.
Interesting. These are the kind of villains I like, though. Like the ones that aren't just like, scary.
Very much
had
a story. He should interest you a lot.
Very intimidating, very good backstory, but also very human at the same time. Like those are my types of movie villains.
Very good actor as well, Donald Sutherland. That was a good one. So with the 14th pick, one of my favorite movies, a Quentin Tarantino movie, I am taking Hans Landa from Inglourious Bastards. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah.
Dude, he is such a great actor.
I was really hoping that one was going to last.
He's such a great
now
actor,
I'm unprepared.
man.
That's not how you spell his
What
name.
you got? Oh, you're typing it out. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you only got 2 picks. We got 2 picks left, boys.
Number 15, Director Krennic from Rogue One. That was
Not
the first
bad.
one that popped into my head. I panicked. That was a
Hey.
panic pick.
Hey,
but
it's
he's
Star
good.
Wars. It's not terrible. No.
Panic pick.
It's all right. All of mine could be better. For number 16, I'm gonna go again, a third unique one in a row. I'm gonna go with the robot HAL 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is a movie I have not seen the whole way through, but just the fact that a computer can be the villain and how Kubrick animated him back in whenever the movie was made, like, to me, that's fascinating that can be terrifying. But it's not just like a simulation, like War Games. When War Games, the computer goes rogue, like HAL 9000 actually had like a personality as a computer, which was really cool. So
I almost made a complete ass out of myself.
What?
Because you said when the movie came out, I was like, well, 2001.
No, I think it was made in the 70s or 80s.
It was 68.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's way before its time to have a computer as back in those days.
Yeah. I might have said computer graphics to describe like what it looked like, but it was obviously props at that point. But yeah.
I really wish you would have said 2001. Just because we need a good bow moment. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been literally probably 2 minutes. No. All right. My last pick this is one of my favorites because this one, he didn't terrify me as a kid, but he was definitely like one of the first bad guys that I thought was like really intriguing that I always rooted against and has one of the coolest deaths in animation. It is Hopper from A Bug's Life. Hopper the Grasshopper. Have you ever seen A Bug's Life, the Pixar movie? Yeah. Yeah.
That's not where I thought this was going.
That man was so smart because he's the only one that knew the power of the colony when all of his grasshoppers thought that they could just bully him the whole time, and described it perfectly and came up with this elaborate scheme to beat them all. And he knew he couldn't because they were going to outnumber him. And he was right.
Is Bug's Life your favorite movie?
Dude, I probably knew more. I mean, that movie probably taught me how to speak like more than my parents did. Like I had every word to that movie memorized before I was 4.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the TV show House of Cards?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the main character of that movie, or the TV show, it was a Netflix series. The first time I ever watched that, he popped on the screen. Didn't know who was in it. My buddy Reed told me, hey, you need to watch this. It's really cool. And so I watched it, and I was like, that's Hopper. And he's like, what?
I didn't realize Kevin Spacey was Hopper.
Kevin Spacey
I didn't know
Hopper. He was the main character in House of Cards.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Order up another round because we're staying here.
Jason, what you got, buddy?
Number 18, Hannibal Lecter.
That's a
I
good
would
one.
argue that Buffalo Bill was the more sinister villain in that movie, but Hannibal Lecter was definitely sinister.
They were both on the list that I looked at, and I was like, I haven't seen this, so I'm not going to pick it.
I have 7 choices left on my list.
Well, you got one pick.
Fourth one.
2, 3, 4. No, I don't want that one.
And you have 6 choices left.
I'm
That was a bow moment.
Yeah, that was a bow moment.
I'm between 2, and I'm just going to go with...
He's going to pick the first one just because I said that.
I'm not. I love this movie. It's I don't want to say that a lot happens in this movie. It's not very action packed. It's more of
I picked up Bug's Life.
It's more of a psychological thriller. It really gets you messed up in the head. I'm going with Jack Torrance from The Shining.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Yep.
Yeah,
All I know about that movie besides it was in a hotel.
Think about that one.
Yep. He doesn't start off as a villain. He starts off as just a regular guy that's trying to make money for his family.
You see, that is cool. That's a cool villain in my opinion.
Have you never seen that movie, James?
No, dude. No, of course not.
I highly recommend spending.
I'll go through. I'll give you a number of how many
how
many movies I've seen in this chat so far. Of how many full movies I've seen all the way through, including my own.
I'd highly recommend spending 3.5 hours watching that movie.
With the 20th pick, I'm picking a movie that a character that haunted my infancy every year, only once a year. And that would be the terrifying witch Winifred from Hocus Pocus.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about her as being the villain.
Hey, quit you laughing, wife. It haunts my dreams.
That's a great movie. You know they're coming out Hocus Pocus 2, baby.
Telling you what, though, he was terrifying. Little infant Mark was forced because his big brother wanted to watch that more. I don't know, maybe he didn't want to, but it was what was on TV. And it's terrifying. Wicked Witch also was really terrifying because my mother watched Wizard of Oz probably like once a week.
Yeah. So that'll wrap up the draft. Anybody got any honorable mentions?
Oh yeah, the White Witch from the Chronicles of Narnia. She was a good villain. Never seen the Chronicles of Narnia. She was really just kind of the whole time.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But she was a cool villain. Scar was a cool villain.
Oh, no, not Scar. You know who I wanted to include that I would have 100% put before HAL 9000 if I would have thought of her. Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. She's the most terrifying animated thing I've ever seen. Without a doubt. I mean, and she's in a movie for kids.
Yeah.
Like
Pennywise.
You can't get scarier than Maleficent.
Which one?
Cartoons.
The original Pennywise or the new Pennywise?
Definitely the new one. The new one was definitely more terrifying.
Yeah.
Damn it! I wish I want to change my fourth pick now.
I have 5 of them. I got Darth Maul just because he was in one movie for 8 minutes and he was very iconic.
Hey, Darth Maul's one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite villains, but like my coolest characters, definitely.
Does he have any lines at all? Does he say anything?
Just 2.
Yeah, he has 4, but they're not Ray Park's voice.
Oh, okay. Darth Maul.
4 lines, and he blinks, I think, 3 or 4 times in the entire movie. Well, no, because Ray Park said that the contacts, actually, George Lucas's set department invented colored contacts because they were the first ones ever. In order for him to have Sith eyes, the contact lenses were so thick that he could not blink.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
He had to for a couple scenes, so he had to force himself to blink, like when he got sliced in half.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was the only time he blinked. Was when
it might be. It very well might be. But yeah, they were so thick that he did not blink with them in.
That's crazy. Annie Wilkes from Misery, another Stephen King film. That's a callback to an old movie. Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. And then we were talking about James Bond from earlier, and I have 2. I've got Lashif from Casino Royale, and Auric Goldfinger from...
Which one? Octopussy.
Goldfinger. Octopussy. That's a good
another kid villain who also has kind of an interesting story and like an interesting lead up to him being a villain is Hans from Frozen. Remember, he was the one that he made Anna fall in love with him, and then he was the bad guy.
Yeah, cool. For a kids movie, for a modern kids movie, I'll give you that.
I was thinking you meant Kristoff for a second.
He was the good guy.
What? Yeah. Another one that another one from Harry Potter that I just now thought of when you said Hans. It made me
think Lestrange.
Well, no, it made me think of Hans Gruber from Die Hard, and that made me think of Severus Snape, played by Alan Rickman. But it turns out that
Snape really the villain.
No, that's the thing. He was good the entire time, but he's such a great actor that he made you think he was a bad guy the entire series.
Lucius Malfoy was a pretty good villain.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, if we were doing TV shows, what's his name? Joffrey from Game of Thrones is.
Oh, I hated that little prick.
Terrifying.
I'm so glad he died. Choke on your pigeon.
Spoiler alert! Geez, for us that haven't seen Game of Thrones past episode 11.
Oh, speaking of people
dying, episode 2.
Derek dies in Great Grey's Anatomy. Just in case.
They should have drilled burr holes.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I've never watched it. I've watched 3 episodes.
Derek was saying it. Couldn't hear him, but Derek kept saying to do it.
I've only seen 3 episodes of Grey's Anatomy. I'm just talking through TikTok right now.
Shocker, Derek dies.
I think TV show villains might be another draft coming up.
What do you mean might be? It better be before Best Sounds.
Jason, you got any honorable mentions, buddy?
None that I can think of.
Jafar was a pretty dope villain.
Jafar.
Not bad. Interesting.
Except when he was close to the camera, then he was Janir.
And okay, that's going to wrap up the Deep Impact podcast. That was a horrible joke, though.
Where can he find us?
That should be the name of this week's episode. Janir Jafar.
No. We're done. We're done. Deep Impact Podcast, everywhere you find us. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. You find us on socials. We have a Facebook group, and we have Twitter and Instagram and all that great stuff. So, Janir Jafar, I hate you all. I love you. Love you. Bye.